Today I'm going to show you how to make your own electromagnet, magic disappearing water, potato battery. This is an awesome experiment and one of the first ones that I learned. You're going to need some copper wire, a magnet, some metal objects, an iron nail and a size D battery. The first step is to take your copper wire and very carefully wrap it around the nail in a spiral pattern. You might need an adult to help you with this. It should end up looking a little bit like a screw. Make sure that it's tightly wound around the iron nail. This is a very important part of the process. And make sure that you leave 2 lengths of wire on either end. Then curl it around to make sure that you get a better contact with your battery. Then very carefully line up the 2 ends of the copper wire with the battery, one on the positive end and one on the negative end. The battery will get very warm during this experiment, so make sure that you have an adult present and maybe something like a tea towel to cover your hand. Turn the battery onto its side to hold the wire in place. Then hold the iron up against your metal objects. You'll see that all of a sudden the iron nail has become a magnet. Isn't that the coolest thing you've ever seen? This is because the electricity flowing through the copper wire has passed into the iron nail, making it magnetic. If we remove the copper wire from the battery, you'll see that the nail is still slightly magnetic, but nothing near as much as it was a moment ago. This is because the electricity is no longer flowing through the metal. Why don't you see if you can still pick up a few other objects? All you're going to need is 2 potatoes, a chopping board, a knife, 4 copper pennies, an LED light, 4 zinc washers, a multimeter, and some test leads. Now, because we're using a sharp knife in this experiment, make sure that you have an adult to help you out. Very carefully cut each of the potatoes in half so that you end up with 4 sections. Once you've done that, put 2 of them aside and very carefully make 2 notches in each of the potato sections. You'll need these to insert your metal components. Once again, make sure you've got an adult to help you. Once that's done, place one of the zinc washers and one of the copper pennies into each of the potato sections. They should end up looking like little ears. Make sure that most of the metal is inside the potato. This will help your experiment. Once that's done, we can continue. Take one of your test cables, connect one end to the zinc washer and the other end to the copper penny in the other potato. Then take your meter, touch one cable to the copper penny and one cable to the zinc washer. If you look closely, you'll see that it conducts a current. We've got potato power. Why don't we connect a light to see if we can make it light up? Well, if we connect the LED light to some more cables, and then very carefully touch the other end onto the washer and the coin, you'll see that it glows very slightly. What could we do to make it glow more brightly? Well, why don't we try using 2 more potato pieces? What you need to do is reproduce the first part of your experiment again, so that each potato has a zinc washer and a copper coin in it. Then, using more cables, connect one coin to one washer in each potato. You should end up with what looks like a circuit, where each potato is joined together by one cable. You'll see now that all that's left for us to do is to close the circuit. Take your LED light, connect one end to the zinc washer and the other end to the copper coin. Now if we switch the lights off, you'll see that the LED light is really glowing. Isn't that great? Who would have thought you could use a potato as a battery? Look at it go! All you're going to need is some Blu Tack, a bradawl, some PVC pipe and a plastic bottle. Make sure you have an adult to help you, as this can be sharp. The first step is to take your plastic bottle and make a hole near the top with your bradawl. You'll see it's quite a small hole and quite difficult to see. This is quite important to your experiment. The next step is to take the PVC pipe and insert it into the neck of the bottle. You need to make sure that you have a PVC pipe that is just about the same depth as the bottle. Once you're sure it is, take some of the Blu Tack and put it around one end of the pipe. This will make sure that it holds fast to the neck of the bottle, and also creates an airtight seal, which is very important for this experiment. Once you've fixed it in place, this is what it looks like. Now let's get to the good bit. Take your bowl, and once the bottle's full of water, place your finger over the hole and pour. Isn't that weird? Only a tiny amount of water comes out. The next step is to take your finger off the hole for a second, put it back and pour again. And again, only a small amount of water comes out of the bottle. This is because when you place your finger over the hole, you form a vacuum, which means air can't get into the bottle to help pour more water out. So only the small amount of water trapped in the PVC pipe is poured out of the bottle. This is a really great bit of science, but also really great as a trick to show your friends. But to make that trick even better, why not use a different bottle? A coloured one like this one. Or you could always paint the bottle that you had in the first place. If the bottle is coloured, it means they can't see the PVC pipe inside, and they won't know how the trick works. You can fool them for ages like this. It looks like it's refilling itself by magic each time. Isn't that great? And there you have it. That's how you can create your own magic disappearing water.